Good evening and welcome to King Arena for tonight's CCIW matchup between the 12-4 Wheaton Thunder and the 2-13 Elmhurst Blue Jays. This is Amelia Sniffen and Josh Beisel reporting live for the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network, and we're excited to bring you this CCIW matchup tonight. But first, we're going to send it down to the floor for the starting lineups and the national anthem. We'll be right back with you, folks. Thanks for joining us.
University Blue Jays. And now would everyone please rise for the playing of the national anthem. And now the starting lineups. First for the visitors from Elmhurst. At forward, a 5'8" sophomore out of Plainfield. That's number 21, Marissa Musato. At guard, a 5'4" senior out of St. Charles. Number 22, Marissa Urso. At forward, a 5'9" freshman out of Springfield. That's number 30, Kate Matthews. At center, a 6' sophomore out of Prospect Heights. Number 32, Morgan Collar. And at guard, a 5'7" freshman out of Overland Park. That's 34, Kate Bowling. Elmhurst is coached by Tethany Carrillo, who's assisted by Melissa Schwab, Melanie Schwerdman, and Kevin Fisher. And now the starting lineup for your Wheaton College Thunder. At guard, a 5'8" sophomore out of Victoria, number 4, Lily Schwen. At guard, a 5'10" senior out of Wheaton North High School, number 22, Hannah Swider. At forward, a 5'11" freshman out of Northfield, that's number 25, Annika Richardson. At forward, a 6'1" junior out of Coopersburg, that's 31, Ellie Castle. And at guard, a 5'10" sophomore out of Asheville, number 34, Caroline Sicking. Wheaton College is coached by Kent Matson, who's assisted by Katie Cuthbert and Annie Getzler.
Welcome back, everybody, to tonight's game. CCIW women's basketball play between the Elmhurst Blue Jays and the Wheaton Thunder. Wheaton currently sitting at 12-4 and Elmhurst sitting at 2-13. We're about to get started with tip-off here, and we'll get some action here in this game. Amelia, both teams coming from a little bit different places right now. What are you looking for in this game?
Definitely. I think Wheaton is on a 2-game winning streak right now, and Elmhurst has been currently they have not won a game yet in the CCIW, and so I'm looking to see if Wheaton will play with the same amount of intensity that they brought on Wednesday night against North Central, if they'll play tough and they won't let loose, kind of knowing they know Elmhurst's record. Caroline Sicking there with the basket, and just see if they play with the intensity like that they started off with the first play, and focus tonight for 40 minutes against this Elmhurst team.
Yeah, nice opening possession there from the Thunder with a nice basket to cap it off from Caroline Sicking. And Elmhurst will try to answer here. Ball stripped away by Sicking, and it's Wheaton again. Schwen will take the fast break up the court, finds Swider, who finds Annika Richardson for the basket. Richardson having a great season so far for the Thunder, and that is an early 4-0 lead for the Thunder. Nice skip pass across the court for Marissa Urso, who pulls up from behind the arc. Shot a little short. Ellie Castle fighting for the rebound. Gets it.
Good job there by Castle grabbing that rebound again. She's third in the conference right now for boards and continuing to add to that stat line.
Urso with the ball again, driving in on Schwen along the baseline.
Looks like we have an early foul there on Schwen. Nope, on Sickink, excuse me, 34. Blue Jays will inbound the ball now.
Kate Matthews with the ball now, working on Sickink. Kicks it out to the three-point line. Shot taken a little too long. Richardson with the rebound. Sickink now with the ball. Now to Richardson, who shoots the three. A little off to the left and rebounded by Matthews. Elmhurst now pushing the pace. Kate Bowling finds Marissa Urso, who finds Matthews. Mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound by Richardson. Schwen with the ball now. Ellie Castle behind the three-point line. Schwen now with the ball. Finds Caroline Sickink in the corner, who drives in. Finds an open Ellie Castle. And that's good from Ellie Castle.
A great job there by Wheaton to move the ball around and use the shot clock and then get that shot into Ellie Castle. We said last game, that's her bread and butter, that long two. And she's pretty consistent there with that shot. And so great to see Wheaton moving the ball and getting it to Castle early on in this game. Looks like the ball will go back to Wheaton here as Hannah Swider will inbound it. Kaylee Hermanson subbing in for Caroline Sickink. Transfer to transfer. Kaylee Hermanson's a junior out of Chico State, played 2 years there before coming on to this Thunder team. Richardson with the ball on the wing, up top to Hermanson. Back to Castle and into Richardson again. Looks like she got double teamed and we have a foul there on Morgan Collar, which will send Richardson to the line to shoot two. Annika Richardson on the line now. She started the last 5 games since coming back from Christmas break and is shooting about 56% from the three-point line in those last 5 games. So she's really contributed to this Thunder team as they lost Annie Tate, who was their leading scorer at the beginning of the season, and she'll make both of her free throws here to put Wheaton up 8-0.
Richardson really showing impressive chops as a scorer. Goes back to her time at Northfield High School where she was a really impressive player. Even as a freshman in high school, showing that she certainly hasn't lost a step at all in her first year here for the women's team. Deep three-pointer from Elmhurst, no good. Rebounded by Hannah Swider. Push the pace up the court. She finds Hermanson, who finds Annika Richardson in the corner, pulls up for a three, a little short, rebounded by Elmhurst. Urso finds Kate Bowling, who gets it down now to the outside. Bowling drives in. Impressive pass, almost out of bounds, but back under control now. Good defense down low by the Thunder.
And that's what they wanted to do. They know this team, this Elmhurst team is good in the post, so they wanted to double team in the post. Good tough D down there. And that's exactly what they did to get the ball back in their possession now with Schwen up top.
Swider, three-pointer, no good. Amelia, we've seen some pretty impressive pace so far from both teams, playing very fast. What are your thoughts on that? I would immediately think that we might not see that sustained through this entire game, but both teams showing they've got some impressive conditioning.
Definitely, Josh. I think what we've seen so far for both of these teams this season is that they lack consistency for 40 minutes. As number 10 makes the shot there. That's Ella Riley. But yes, these teams both lack consistency throughout the games that they've played so far this season. So I'm interested to see if Wheaton can keep it up defensively and if Elmhurst can start to get a little bit more on fire on the offensive end.
Ellie Castle's three-point try is no good. Rebounded by Elmhurst, who now has their first points of the game. It is now 8-3, Thunder lead by 5. Marissa Urso with the ball now, working on Louise Schwen. She finds Kate Bowling on the perimeter, who moves in on Annika Richardson. Nice defense by Annika Richardson, being able to stop Bowling from getting past her.
And it looks like we have a timeout here, as these teams will discuss with just about 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter what they need to do to finish out this quarter strong. The last time these teams met was on December 4th, and the Thunder beat the Blue Jays at Elmhurst 75-57. Hannah Swider was the leading scorer for Wheaton in that game with 16 points, and Taylor Harrison was the leading scorer for Elmhurst with 15 points and 10 boards. So she posted up a double-double. Good to see her back in the game right now. Hasn't been starting the last couple of games, but is on the court right now. And she'll be, I'm excited to see her and Ellie Castle going at it in the paint tonight. I think that's an interesting matchup and was definitely a good matchup last game at Elmhurst. So excited to see them playing each other again tonight.
Yeah, it certainly will be something to watch. Another thing I definitely have my eye on is Annika Richardson. She's been an impressive scorer these last 5 games now, and we'll see her aim to continue that streak as she's been in double figures the last 5 games. Had a career high 33 a few games ago. We'll see what she can do tonight. Already shown some impressive shots down low. Hasn't hit from deep quite yet, but I'm certain that she will at some point in this game as she shot really efficiently from the three-point line this year.
Definitely. I'm interested to see how she'll adjust as teams start to adjust to her playing more. You know, now they have scouting reports. They've seen her play really well these past 5 games, and so they're expecting her to come up and show up and play. And so I'm interested to see if Elmhurst made some adjustments tonight for Richardson and how they'll defend her.
That was Ella Riley with the shot. Rebounded back out to her. Neither shots unfortunately hit. Riley the only scorer on the board for Elmhurst so far. Anna Mooney has the ball now. Nice pass down low to Annika Richardson, who puts in a nice layup. Wheaton now up by 7. Thunder 10, Elmhurst 3.
Good job by Richardson there. Almost lost control of the ball, but was able to regain it and put it up with her left hand.
Nice pass down low to Elmhurst.
Harrison, I believe.
Harrison.
6'2" senior. She's their highest scoring player right now with almost 10.4 points per game.
Good deflection there by Harrison, but the ball is retained by the Thunder. Ellie Castle with it now. She finds Hannah Swider in the corner, who drives in. Anna Mooney finds Kaylee Hermanson in the corner. Nice skip pass across the court to Ellie Castle. And mid-range jumper no good, rebounded by Elmhurst's Kate Bowling. Urso now with the ball. Kate Bowling with the attempt, no good. Rebounded by Matthews.
Looks like Matthews got fouled putting it up there. Let's watch this again here. Yep, looks like Hermanson reached in there. That'll be her first foul. Team's second foul. It's Kate Matthews on the line, the 5'9" freshman from Springfield, Illinois. And talk about a freshman playing well. She's averaging 11.2 points in CCIW play right now, so that's another matchup I'm interested to see tonight. Freshman to freshman, how Matthews and Richardson will both play tonight. 2 young players that have really stepped up for their teams this season.
Coach Tethany Carrillo for Elmhurst pulled aside the other 4 players not shooting free throws on that possession there, probably to game plan something. Wheaton now up by only 3 points on Elmhurst, and we'll see if the adjustments from Coach Carrillo will result in Elmhurst being able to get that lead down even smaller.
Got a foul there on Kate Bowling. Couldn't quite get over that screen without fouling.
Swider surveys the court. She finds Anna Mooney on the outside. Anna Mooney's three-point attempt is no good. The Elmhurst ball. Kate Bowling takes the ball up the court. She finds Urso on the outside, guarded by Mooney. Urso, nice bounce pass.
And looks like we have a walk there on the freshman Ella Riley, which will put it back in the hands of the Thunder. As Marissa Mazzato subs in for her team.
Swider working. Down low is fouled.
A nice drive there by Hannah Swider. Runs right into 34 Kate Bowling, and she'll foul Swider and get her to the line. Hannah Swider is Wheaton's best free throw shooter, averaging about 85% from the line. She'll shoot 2.
Elmhurst making another substitution. Number 2, Chloe Conley is in now for Elmhurst. And Swider makes good on both free throw attempts. Wheaton now with 12, up by 5 on Elmhurst. Urso leading the possession. Urso with it again. Drives in, her pass attempt is stifled by a stingy Wheaton defense. Swider now with the ball. Ellie Castle now, outside the three-point line. And that's a three-point attempt from Annika Richardson that comes off the front of the rim, rebounded by Elmhurst.
It's unlike Richardson to miss so many shots early on, so part of that could be due to Elmhurst adjusting to her as Elmhurst gets another bucket to put them within 3.
Nice shot by Marissa Musato from a few feet inside the three-point line. Hermanson finds Richardson, who gets it to Anna Mooney. Hannah Swider now surveying the court. Nice passing here by the Thunder. Anna Mooney with a shot attempt goes in and out. Elmhurst with the rebound. They will now go back up the court, hoping to score, as we have now just under a minute left in this first quarter. Chloe Conley driving in.
Richardson's able to snag the ball there. Get it back for another Thunder possession.
Anna Mooney's shot is no good, rebounded by Elmhurst.
And it looks like we have a walk down low by Ella Riley, which will give Wheaton yet another try.
Wheaton making some substitutions here. Anna Mooney and Hannah Swider will both come out of the game, and in for them are Lily Schwen and Bryn Durrill. Richardson with the ball at the top of the key. Finds Kaylee Hermanson down in the post. Puts up a shot. Nice shot from Kaylee Hermanson. Nice little spin move. Wheaton now with 14, up 5 on Elmhurst.
Great play there by the Thunder to get that flex screen going for Kaylee Hermanson and for her to just finish right over the top with just about 15 seconds left. And Elmhurst will answer. That's Ella Riley with yet another three-pointer early on in this game. Just about 6 seconds to go here. And it looks like we have a foul down low.
Wheaton will get the ball with just under 2 seconds left, enough to get off a last-second shot.
Looks like they're going to get it to Richardson here, yep, for a three-pointer.
Richardson can't hit from the corner. After the first quarter, Thunder lead by 2, up 14-12 on Elmhurst. And Amelia, an interesting first quarter. One thing that stood out to me was Annika Richardson's struggles from beyond the arc. But Elmhurst showing that despite their record, they're playing quite competitively still. We saw Ella Riley really contributing for her team, answering whenever Wheaton was able to score. What are some things you've noticed from that first quarter?
Definitely. Well, I know that the Thunder wanted to come into this game and have a fast start and maintain pressure throughout these 40 minutes here, and they did come out fast. They came out strong, but they weren't able to maintain it, is what we saw in this last 10 minutes. And Elmhurst has been playing like this in their last couple of games. For example, on Wednesday night against Carthage, they had a close game. They only lost by 6 to the Firebirds, and they've maintained their effort throughout that 40 minutes of that game on Wednesday night. And so they're used to playing hard for 40 minutes, and I don't know if Wheaton is necessarily going to be able to keep up with Elmhurst completely tonight, especially if they start to kind of lay back and get a little too comfortable like we saw them in the second half of that first quarter.
Some more substitutions for Wheaton as they will start the second quarter with a lineup of Lily Schwen, Bryn Durrill, Caroline Sickink, Annika Richardson, and Taylor Sanders. And Elmhurst will start with Urso, as well as Chloe Conley, Morgan Collar, Marissa Musato, and Ella Riley. Riley with the ball now, moving against Durrill. Finds Chloe Conley. Pass down low. It's deflected. Good defense there by the Thunder, and they will have the ball now.
Yeah, great job there by Taylor Sanders. We've seen that twice so far in this game where Elmhurst try to get it inside and Wheaton is fronting the post, so they're not really letting those passes in at all. So a good defensive job by the Thunder. Caroline Sickink will miss her shot, and it'll stay with the Thunder here as Lily Schwen will inbound.
And that's another, unfortunately, missed three-pointer from the Thunder. They have not hit from beyond the arc yet tonight. Schwen finds Bryn Durrill, who drives in. Nice pass to Annika Richardson, who goes in. Pass, or drive interrupted by Marissa Urso. Nice forced turnover by her.
Yeah, good job there by Richardson to see that open lane, but looks like Musato just reached in and was able to tip that ball out. So good job there by the Elmhurst team getting that ball back.
Thunder swarming in the paint. Chloe Conley fouled on her three-point attempt. She will shoot three.
Lily Schwen with a pretty obvious foul there, hits her right on the arm as she's going up to shoot. That's her first foul of the game and the team's first foul this quarter.
Elmhurst now with a chance to take their first lead of the game, should Conley make all three of her free throws. She makes the first. As well as the second.
Conley, a 67% free throw shooter. And Elmhurst will take their first lead of the game, 15-14. As this Thunder team will see if they can answer here on this offensive possession.
Defensive breakdown by Elmhurst there as Sickink was wide open, drove in, now fighting for the ball.
That's that classic spunk that you're going to see from Sickink in just about every game. She plays aggressive and she will not let go of the ball. She wants the ball, she'll get on the floor for it. And we see her there with that jump ball, getting the possession back for her team.
Schwen gets it into Taylor Sanders, working in the post. Nice shot attempt, unfortunately cannot find the bottom of the basket. Elmhurst with the rebound. Marissa Urso surveys the floor. She finds Chloe Conley. Back to Urso, who drives in. Marissa Urso calling for a screen. Looks like that'll be an offensive foul.
A great defensive job there by the Thunder to wear the shot clock down and then eventually get the offensive foul. Those are the little things that really matter in games like these. So it's good to see the Thunder stepping up there and staying focused.
Lily Schwen driving in on Marissa Urso. Nice shot by Lily Schwen, almost found the bottom, but rebound by Taylor Sanders is put right back up. Wheaton now up by 1, 16-15. Urso looking around the floor. Shot for Elmhurst goes off the bottom of the backboard. Sickink now bringing the ball up.
Yet another lob, which just is not going to cut it tonight against the Thunder with the defense that they play down low.
Taylor Sanders with the ball now for the Thunder. She gets it back to Bryn Durrill, who's at the top of the key. Swider loses her dribble. It's picked up by Elmhurst. Urso pushing the pace up the court. Shot attempt by Urso against tough defense from the Thunder is no good.
Good job as 3 Wheaton defenders were able to get back on that play and hustle and steal the ball back.
Nice two-man game there from Sanders and Schwen leads to a Swider three-point attempt that is unfortunately no good, but hustle from Caroline Sickink results in the offensive rebound. Sanders now with a wide open look, no good. Rebounded again by the Thunder. Sanders driving in. Nice shot by Sanders against tough defense.
Good job there by the senior captain. She's come back from a lot of injuries in the past year to be able to play on this court tonight, and you can see her out there playing with a fire in her belly, wanting to score. And it looks like Schwen will foul again here. Yep, just a little bit of a reach in there. I think that's her second and the team's second of the quarter.
Bryn Durrill subs out for the Thunder. Annika Richardson in for her. Ellie Castle also subbing in for Wheaton's Taylor Sanders. Elmhurst making a few substitutions of their own. Kaylee Hermanson now in for Lily Schwen as well. Elmhurst, Katie Matrice working on Annika Richardson, who gets it to Matthews. Almost loses her dribble, puts up a shot. It's no good off the front of the rim. Battle down low between Taylor Harazine for Elmhurst and Wheaton's own Ellie Castle.
You can hear head coach Kent Madsen yelling, "Grab the ball." He wants them to grab those rebounds there as it allowed Elmhurst to get another possession.
And that moment, that battle between Harazine and Castle was the first little taste that we've got this game of that matchup that you pointed out, Amelia, earlier between the two very dominant big players from both teams. Hopefully see a little bit more between them tonight.
Definitely.
Sickink with the ball. Nice pass to find Richardson.
A good job there by that Elmhurst defense to collapse once they saw that Richardson had the ball. As Swider will steal it here and pass it to Richardson, and she'll score.
Beautiful.
Nice job there by Swider, kind of to step up and steal that ball and get it to her freshman teammate. That's the pace that we want to see, that fast-paced game, that energy, as we have just about 5.5 minutes to go in this second quarter.
Yeah, great anticipation on that steal by Hannah Swider. She rewards her teammate down at the other end. Elmhurst's three-point attempt is no good, but Castle loses a grip on the rebound, and it's taken again by Elmhurst, who now be down on the ground with the ball.
Madsen again reminding his team to grab the ball. So we saw Swider there with the hustle play to get that jump ball. Looks like it'll stay with the Blue Jays, I believe. I believe the refs are discussing if there should be a foul there on Swider for reaching over.
Some more substitutions here for Elmhurst. Number 10, Ella Riley enters the game, as well as number 34, Kate Bowling. and the ball will stay with Elmhurst. Ella Riley, three-point attempt is good. Riley with an impressive first half thus far, hitting on 3 three-pointers so far.
Yeah, great job by Ella Riley. She's done that the last couple of games. She's come off the bench and hit several threes for her team, so that's what they bring her in for, to get her on the line and get those shots going for them, to give them that momentum, which now just put them within 2.
Timeout called after Taylor Harrison fouled Ellie Castle just outside the three-point line.
Wheaton holds a 73-15 advantage against the Elmhurst Blue Jays historically, and they've won the last 8 meetings against Elmhurst. And so this Elmhurst team wants a win against the Thunder. They've only beat Wheaton twice on Wheaton's home court, so they're ready to come and step onto Wheaton's home court tonight and take a win. And so we've seen them play with that fight so far, Josh. I think we've seen a lot of hustle, a lot of energy, some pretty good defense from the Blue Jays, and they want to beat the Thunder and kind of get another win to put on that history sheet there.
Yeah, and we've seen this game be a lot closer than the records would maybe have us anticipate. I'd say a big part of that probably has to do with Wheaton's struggle shooting the ball. Just 8 for 25 this game, but 0 for 9 from behind the arc. Certainly something that we hope to see get a bit better. Annika Richardson, one of Wheaton's better three-point shooters, has yet to hit from beyond the arc, but I'm sure she will look to hit at least once this game as Wheaton aims to secure another victory today.
You can hear some fans in the arena tonight as COVID protocols have adjusted slightly to allow a limited amount of students to come to games. So great to see King Arena a little more full, of course still following COVID protocols, but I know these players love to have fans in the building, and it's great to see some more energy in King Arena tonight.
Wheaton with some nice rotation on this offensive possession. Hannah Swider drives in. A nice layup attempt is just a little short.
And that's Sicking again with that hustle play to get the jump ball and keep another possession for her team.
Wheaton's shown some really impressive hustle on a lot of their offensive possessions when the first or second shot doesn't go in. Just a willingness to get down and do the hard plays to keep the possession alive. A lot of that led, as you're saying, Amelia, by Caroline Sickink and her grit.
Definitely. Sickink, the sophomore transfer out of Gordon College, averaged 15 points last year for Gordon and a little over 6 rebounds a game. So she knows how to play well for a team and how to step up when her team needs it. She hits the ball here below the basket.
Sickink almost lost the pass, still manages to get a shot attempt up, but unfortunately is no good. Ella Riley will pull up for the early shot clock three-point attempt. It is no good, rebounded by Wheaton. Sickink with the ball, goes in, and this time she's good. Nice layup attempt and make from Caroline Sickink. Wheaton now lead by 4.
Good job by Sicking to realize her defender kind of overplayed her there, stepped out, and she was able to drive left and get that open lane and finish with her left hand.
Pass down low is deflected, but kept alive by Kate Matthews for Elmhurst, who gets the shot attempt to go. Wheaton now lead by 2 over Elmhurst. Kaylee Hermanson with the ball, gets it to Annika Richardson, who gets it to Ellie Castle beyond the three-point line. Sickink now for Wheaton. Castle thought about a shot there just briefly, but gets it to Hannah Swider instead. Swider underhand attempt is no good, but Sickink with the offensive rebound gets a shot up, which is also no good, but Wheaton with another offensive rebound. Unfortunately, this possession, despite all the chances, does not result in points as Elmhurst will bring the ball back up.
And I think that shows just a little bit, this is a young team, that shows a little lack of maturity there to keep getting those second chance points, but to not kick it out and slow it down again and get a good smart shot for the Thunder. They're just a little rushed there trying to get those those points back up. So we have a foul here below the basket.
Yeah, and Amelia, we've seen some of that veteran leadership from Hannah Swider on a few of the offensive possessions this quarter, really motioning to her teammates to slow down a little bit, to push the pace back towards a more manageable speed. But we'll definitely see how the speed of the game changes as the players adjust, of course, as they get more tired.
Yeah, and if you think about it, Hannah Swider is really the only player on this Wheaton team that has a full season of experience. Last year, being a COVID season, this team only played 12 games, and then these other players didn't see a lot of playing time these last couple of years. So Hannah Swider there with the ball up top is really the only senior leader with a ton of experience under her belt, and we've seen that this game as she's led her team. Richardson gets the rebound here, back to Swider.
Hermanson now with the ball, driving in. Ends with both Wheaton and Elmhurst players on the floor fighting for the ball.
Several jump balls so far in this game, which I think shows two things. One, that this game has been a little bit messy, but two, that both of these teams are ready to come out and fight tonight for their teammates and for this win, as Elmhurst only trails by 1 now with just about 2 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Urso guarded by Richardson. Gets it to Harrison, who finds Ella Riley outside the three-point line. Riley's three-point attempt no good. Taylor Sanders with the rebound. Swider pushing the pace, finds Ellie Castle. Back to Swider.
Swider will slow it down here.
Annika Richardson, three-point attempt is good. Her first make from beyond the arc tonight. And what a big shot from her after this offense had stalled a little bit. Wheaton now up by 4 over Elmhurst, 25-21.
That is the Annika Richardson that we know and love, who's averaging, as I said, in these last 5 games, about 56% from the three-point line. And we'll have a foul down low. That'll bring Taylor Harrison to the line.
Harrison with an impressive shot against tough defense. Almost converts the and one there, but will shoot 2 instead.
The 6'2" seniors from Aurora, Illinois. She's about 70% from the free throw line, 7th in the conference for free throw percentage.
Her first free throw attempt off the front of the rim. We'll look to make good on the second, and she does. Elmhurst now down by 3. Wheaton still holding on to that 25-22 lead with just under a minute and a half left. Swider will look to make something happen, finds Ellie Castle, who gets it to Taylor Sanders, working in the post. Sanders is fouled as she goes up for a shot. She will shoot for the Thunder. 1 minute and 13 seconds left in this first half.
Great to see Taylor Sanders out playing hard this game. Again, the senior from Tulsa, Oklahoma, already has 4 points in the first half.
And by the looks of it, Swider now takes the ball up after Elmhurst does not score on their last possession.
You can hear the Elmhurst men's basketball team cheering for their women's team.
Swider's shot looked like it was going to fall, bounced everywhere except inside. Just over 30 seconds left. Elmhurst looking to score at least one more time before the end of this half. Chloe Conley with the ball, finds Kate Matthews, who finds an open Ella Riley down low, gets it back to Matthews, drives in on Sanders, shot attempt no good by Matthews, rebounded by Taylor Sanders, but Matthews with some aggressive play down low. Ball is taken up by Urso, but blocked by the Thunder. Great recovery there by the Thunder after almost allowing a score from them.
Yeah, what an effort by both teams there with this last minute to go. We saw Matthews battling down low, trying to get that ball in the basket and then stealing it back for her team. And then Hannah Swider coming back, blocking the shot and getting the possession. With just 3 seconds here, we'll see what she can do. And she'll score for the Thunder to put them up 28-22 in the first half.
Great first half from both teams. Elmhurst playing very, very well, considering that they sit only at 2 wins. Great first half from Ella Riley for Elmhurst, and an impressive first half from the Thunder. Hannah Swider showing the importance to her team in other ways other than the stat sheet. Her veteran leadership really proving to help the Thunder, especially in those moments of high intensity and high pace. Any thoughts on the first half, Amelia?
Definitely. I think this was a strong first half for both teams. I'm interested to see what the second half looks like, especially if Elmhurst can clean it up a little bit. They had 10 turnovers, whereas Wheaton just had 5 in the first. So we'll see if they can clean up those messy plays and maybe get a little bit closer to the Thunder in this second half. We saw them do that on Wednesday night against Carthage, and we know they can do it, and I'm interested to see what they'll do in this coming up half.
We will be right back after halftime for second half action between the Elmhurst Blue Jays and the home Wheaton Thunder.
Hello, my name's Priscilla, and I'm an Applied Health Science major from Portland, Oregon. Thanks for joining our tour today.
And I'm Blake. I'm a History and Communication major from Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome to Wheaton. Let's get started. Established in 1860, Wheaton College is guided by its original mission for Christ and His kingdom. A mission to educate the whole person and prepare you to make the difference God is calling you to make. Our 2,400 undergraduate students come from all 50 states and over 70 countries to make Wheaton College their home for the next 4 years.
We're located in Wheaton, Illinois. Campus is only a short walk from a downtown area filled with coffee shops, parks, and restaurants. We're also next to a train stop that will take you directly into downtown Chicago. There, our students can access the arts, culture, internships, and job opportunities that the nation's 3rd largest city provides. Also, your Wheaton student ID gets you free access to the Art Institute of Chicago, one of the largest art museums in the United States.
Our first stop is Blanchard Hall, the oldest and most iconic building on campus. Blanchard was built in 4 separate sections, beginning in 1853 and completed in 1927. It currently houses several academic departments and administrative offices. Since our founding, Wheaton has only had 8 presidents, starting with Jonathan Blanchard, a known abolitionist and believer in quality education for all. Our current president, Dr. Philip Ryken, began his term in 2010, and the students are big fans of his. He regularly captains intramural teams, invites students over to his house for game nights, and if you ever need to find him, check the basketball courts around 6 a.m. He'll probably be playing his regularly scheduled pickup game in the Krauser Sports Complex.
Also featured in Blanchard Hall is our Missions Wall, a celebration of alumni who have gone on to serve in cross-cultural missions. Hundreds of names and decades of service around the world. Wheaton's commitment to academic excellence, the liberal arts, and education of the whole person will prepare you for whatever and wherever God is calling you, from the mission field to the boardroom.
We have over 50 majors, certificate programs, and accelerated master's programs. Our student-to-faculty ratio is about 10 to 1, and our average class size is about 23 students, which means you'll definitely get to know your professors. What's even better is that they will actually be intentional about getting to know you outside of the classroom, whether it be through office hours, meals in the dining hall, or even inviting students over to their homes for dinner. Few things make me happier than a home-cooked meal.
Wheaton values experiential learning for all students. We offer extensive study abroad opportunities through our Office of Global Programs and Studies. There are over 70 semester and summer programs. This next year, I'll be studying abroad through our Human Needs and Global Resources program, what we call HUNGER. Hunger is an academic certificate program unique to Wheaton. It can be added to any major and includes on-campus coursework as well as a 6-month internship abroad, where you integrate your area of study with cross-cultural research and service.
Our next stop is Edmond Chapel. 3 times a week, students gather here for prayer and worship. Now I gotta be honest, having chapel 3 times a week seemed a little intimidating. But our chaplain's office does an incredible job at making chapel an engaging and enriching experience. We have diverse speakers from all over the world come to teach, as well as members from our own faculty, staff, and even student body. Chapel bands and student ensembles from our conservatory lead us in worship as well. Chapel is central to our mission because it refocuses our hearts and minds on God and on what Jesus is doing both in our lives and throughout the world. This large space also hosts concerts by Wheaton ensembles, guest artists, the annual talent show, and other student events run by our college union.
Armitage Center for Music and the Arts houses our Conservatory of Music. The conservatory provides professional training in music performance, music education, composition, and more with world-class faculty. Armitage was completely renovated in 2017 for our conservatory, with a recital hall, 2 recording studios, a digital keyboard lab, faculty studios, practice rooms, and more, all specifically designed with musical acoustics in mind. A new 650-seat concert hall and a large choral rehearsal room opened in August 2020, completing the 2nd stage of renovation. Dr. Michael Wilder, our Dean of the Conservatory, Arts and Communication, frequently reminds us of the biblical importance of music and worship. Even if you're not a music major, you can participate in one of our many ensembles or take private lessons, and you can add a certificate in worship arts to any major. Coming to college to study the sciences, I didn't know if I'd be able to stay involved in music, but quickly found musical outlets in gospel choir and our co-ed a cappella group, Amplify A Cappella. Even with ensembles I'm not involved in, there are plenty of opportunities to enjoy campus concerts and performances each semester.
Krauser Sports Complex is home to 21 NCAA Division III intercollegiate teams, who combined have won over 40 conference championships in the last 10 years. We also have 7 club sports teams and many student-led intramurals, including sand volleyball, inner-tube water polo, and more. 80% of the student body is involved in the activities offered through the Krauser Sports Complex. So Krauser plays a big part in student life at Wheaton. It has practice gyms, a rock climbing wall, a fully equipped weight room, and a dance studio featuring group fitness classes. Also housed in Krauser is a 25-meter pool and King Arena, used by our varsity volleyball, wrestling, and basketball teams. Our varsity men's basketball team made a Division III Final Four appearance in 2019. Across campus, you will see McCulley Stadium, home to the Wheaton Thunder football team, who advanced to the Division III quarterfinals in 2019. And next to that is Joe Bean Stadium, home to our men's and women's soccer teams. Let's go Thunder! Wheaton is a residential campus, and 90% of our students live on campus all 4 years, whether in residence halls, apartments, or houses. If you're an incoming freshman, you'll be living in one of our 2 underclassmen residence halls, Fisher Hall or Smith-Traber Hall.
With 75% of our students coming from outside of Illinois, we aren't a school where students go home on the weekends. Instead, students invest in making Wheaton their home, and residence life is a prime example of how living in community is central to our lives as Christians and central to daily life at Wheaton. Dedicated residence life staff supports students mentally, physically, and spiritually. Student residence assistants on each floor plan events and community building opportunities, like the annual Oktoberfest, a contest specific to Smith-Traber Hall, where floors prepare and offer immersive, themed tours.
But if you ask me, I had way more fun at the Fisher Dodgeball Tournament.
However, I think we can all agree that Smith-Traber is clearly the superior residence hall.
That's hilarious. Even the visitors watching know that Fisher is obviously better.
Our next stop is Myers Science Center. Rising from the rocks to the stars, with geology and environmental science on the lower level, and moving up to our observatory at the top, This structure is built on a grounded passion for learning through and from God's creation. Wheaton's commitment to the integration of faith and learning continues strongly through our study of the sciences. At Wheaton, we believe that all truth is God's truth, so the study of God's created order is both an academic and a spiritual pursuit. Almost all professors have their own labs where undergrad students conduct research alongside them. We offer rigorous preparation for pre-health tracks through our dedicated health professions office. As an applied health science major on the pre-nursing track, my hands-on learning experiences here have profoundly shaped my passion for the sciences. Getting to learn in the cadaver lab only deepened the way that I understand and engage my faith in relation to our physical embodiment. Meyer is also home to Perry the Mastodon, one of the most complete mastodon skeletons in North America. Found in nearby Glen Ellen in 1963, Perry was excavated by Wheaton geology students and now has inspired our Thunder mascot, Tor.
Beamer Student Center was named after Todd M. Beamer, a 1991 Wheaton alum who lost his life on Flight 93 during the 9/11 attacks. His famous words, "Let's roll," have become a motto to us here at Wheaton. Lower level Beamer, or low beams as we like to call it, is where you'll find study spaces, Sam's Coffee Shop, the Stoop Grill where you can grab some burgers and fries, a game room, the college post office, and the chaplain's office. Beamer also houses many of our student engagement offices, such as the Student Activities, the Office of Christian Outreach, the Office of Multicultural Development, and International Student Programs. Not to mention more than 75 student-initiated clubs and student-led groups. Low Beams is a pretty busy place. Each office has its own staff committed to student growth and resources for learning outside the classroom and having fun outside the classroom. But one of my all-time favorite spots in Low Beams is Gold Star Chapel, a small prayer chapel that's perfect for quiet devotional times. It's named Gold Star for the 39 Wheaton College students who gave their lives during World War II.
Beamer Student Center also houses Anderson Commons, our main dining hall served by Bon Appetit. We've been consistently ranked among the top in the nation for our food, and Bon Appetit is committed to preparing locally sourced meals in their scratch kitchen. The dining hall is a great place to meet friends old and new, enjoy a meal with one of your professors, and delve even deeper into the campus community.
Right across from Beamer is our bookstore and the Center for Vocation and Career, or the CVC. The CVC prepares you to take your Wheaton education out into the world. With dedicated career coaches assigned to specific majors, they will provide plenty of opportunities for growth throughout your 4 years here. Offering more than just the traditional resume and interview help, the CVC helps you figure out who you are, what strengths you bring, and where God is calling you through a curriculum of self-reflection, career exploration, and a commitment to internships. They also help networking and introducing students to employers. Wheaton has an extensive and international network of alumni who love to connect with and offer opportunities to current students.
At Wheaton, you don't have to settle. Wheaton gives you an opportunity to become the person God is calling you to be and prepares you to make the difference God is calling you to make for Christ and His kingdom.
Thank you for joining our tour today. Know that the admissions office and many more on this campus are praying for you, praying that the Lord would direct your next steps and guide your college decision. We would love to connect with you further. Contact the admissions office to meet your admissions counselor, get your questions answered, and to set up your next visit. We look forward to meeting you. See you soon.
Welcome back to Wheaton Thunder Sports Network's presentation of tonight's CCIW women's basketball action between the 12-4 Wheaton Thunder and the 2-13 Elmhurst Blue Jays. This is Josh Beisel here with Amelia Sniffen bringing you tonight's game as the second half is just underway with Wheaton up by 6 points. And Amelia, you got to peek your head in the locker room during halftime, inside Wheaton's locker room, that is. Any takeaways from what Coach Madsen had to say to his players?
Yeah, it was a little intimidating to be a fly on the wall in that locker room today, Josh. Coach Madsen was definitely fired up with his team. He said, hey, defensively we played a great first half. We only let up 22 points. That's a good defensive effort. But offensively, we're underperforming. And he said to his team, hey, I know you're more than capable. I see you do it in practice. You can make shots. But you guys are underperforming right now, and you need to turn it on and play with passion. Assistant coach Annie Gensler was telling the team, it's not just making shots, it's playing with passion. That's what's going to get those balls in the bucket. And so we'll see if they can come out here and do that tonight, as we just saw them lose about 3 offensive possessions in a row to miss shots, and then, of course, not using the shot clock there and getting a shot clock violation. So we'll see if they can change that around, and that's what a mature team can and will do. So we'll see if they're able to do that, as Elmhurst has the ball here with just under 9 minutes to go in the third.
Yeah, Wheaton will certainly look to use the veteran leadership and savvy on their team from players like Taylor Sanders and Hannah Swider, as Ellie Castle with what looked like a good block, but there will be a foul called on her.
Yeah, it looks like she reached in there with her right arm instead of just fronting there and using her left arm to block the shot.
Kate Matthews for Elmhurst will shoot 2 free throws. She makes the first, putting Wheaton's lead down to 5.
Matthews, the 5'9" freshman, shoots 60% from the free throw line.
The second goes in on a friendly bounce. Elmhurst 24, Wheaton Thunder 28. Swider communicating to her team as they look to start off this half with their first points of the third quarter. Richardson now with the ball, working. Nice shot attempt from Richardson, just a little short.
Gets her own board there to give Wheaton another possession, and Swider will make the most of it with a 3-pointer here to start off with their first points of the second half. Wheaton now leads 31-24.
Great shot there from Swider, no hesitation on pulling up for the 3 as she hustles. That'll be a jump ball. Really impressive play from her all around tonight, being able to help her team not only on the stat sheet, but off of it. We've seen her leadership really come in handy. Her communication on pretty much the start of every Thunder possession, getting her team in the right headspace.
Yeah, and you know where she gets it from. Her dad was head coach of the football team for about 30 years, Mike Swider, here at Wheaton College, and he had a great winning percentage while he was here at Wheaton. So she gets a lot of that from her dad, that grit.
Swider
she shoots again and makes yet another 3.
What a start to the third quarter for Hannah Swider, now with 6 points already. Thunder with their biggest lead of the night at 10 points.
And that'll cause Elmhurst to take a timeout here and kind of change their game plan around a little bit, as Swider just drained 2 threes right in their face to start off this third quarter.
And the trend over the last 5 games for the Thunder as far as 3-pointers go has been the hot hand of Annika Richardson. She has struggled a bit from beyond the arc tonight. Swider saying, good, you can call my number and I'll make good on it. 2 really impressive 3-pointers from her, no hesitation, and putting a shot up as soon as it hits her hands. And because of that, Wheaton now holding a 10-point lead over Elmhurst with just under 7.5 minutes to go here.
Yeah, Swider's such a dynamic player. You know, as we said earlier, we've seen that grit on both sides of the court, stealing the ball and then finishing on the other end. And she leads the conference right now in playing time. She's averaging almost 37 minutes a game. And so Coach Madsen trusts her and keeps her in pretty much all of the game. I really don't know if she sees the bench too often. And so he trusts that leadership, and it's great to see her performing so well tonight on the offensive end too.
Yeah, on that note, I think we've only seen her get substituted out once this entire game thus far. And if she keeps playing like she's been playing in these last few minutes, she certainly is not going to see much time off the court.
Definitely not, and that's just a representation of hard work off the court too. Going to the trainers, taking care of her body after playing so many minutes and practicing hard throughout the week, and being a student athlete, having class throughout the week too. So it's great to see her playing with energy tonight and scoring and stepping up for her team.
Kate Bowling's three-point attempt is off. Matthews with the lob pass down low, but it's tipped away by the Thunder.
That's an adjustment that we haven't seen Elmhurst make yet. They've kept trying to get those lob passes into their players, and as I said earlier, that's just not going to work tonight with the way that Wheaton plays defense down low. They front in the post, and they also always have help coming from the back too, so those lobs just aren't going to work for this Elmhurst team tonight.
Lily Schwen led the Thunder fast break, but unfortunately it was taken away from her. She is now subbed out. Anna Mooney in for her.
And looks like we have an issue here maybe with the clock. All's good to go now. Elmhurst will start with the ball again.
Bowling deep inbound to Urso, who's being pressured heavily by Anna Mooney. Urso passes out to Bowling, whose pass to Matthews is picked off by the Thunder. Anna Mooney driving in, loses her handle.
Looks like Matthews was kind of giving her some physicalness coming down the court, which caused Mooney to lose the ball. So great hustle there by Matthews to make sure that, okay, Mooney, you can get the steal, but you're not going to finish with it tonight. Not under my watch.
Yeah, nice play there from Matthews, even against 2-on-1, resulting in stopping the potential fast break points from Wheaton. Mooney loses her step a little bit after Urso has a nice dribble move, passes it out, but the shot is no good. Wheaton with possession now.
The Elmhurst men's team got excited with that play. They're all on their feet as they prepare for the doubleheader tonight. Elmhurst men's are 12-3. The Wheaton Thunder are 13-4, and they'll play right after this game at 7 o'clock.
Both Wheaton and Elmhurst not scoring in about the past 90 seconds. Sicking with the ball now. Wheaton will look to make something happen as Swider pulls up and hits. Swider with 8 points now in the third quarter. She's obviously has the hot hand for Wheaton.
Yeah, she's feeling it and has a beautiful shot too, so great to see her taking advantage of it as she now defends Riley. And another failed lob pass by the Blue Jays. It's a good look. They're a good offensive team inside the paint. It's just not working out tonight, as the Thunder actually have 16 points inside the paint and Elmhurst only has 4, and so a lot of their points are coming from the three-point line, and I think that in this second half they're going to need to take a little bit better advantage of that if they're going to want to come back in this game.
Yeah, Wheaton playing really smart, understanding that Elmhurst really favors those lob passes, and they've had great anticipation, been able to pick off a lot of those.
Looks like we have a foul here on 21, Marissa Musato, which will give Wheaton another offensive possession here with 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Swider finds Mooney outside the three-point line. Mooney loses her dribble, but picks it back up. Swider working, gets it down low to Sickink with a nice pass, and Caroline Sickink with a nice post up against the defender and a score. Wheaton now up 14 on Elmhurst with just over 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. Chloe Conley with a very quick pull-up early in the shot clock, comes off the front of the rim. Hannah Swider, nice bounce pass to Ellie Castle.
Ellie gets her own board there and gets fouled. Castle, someone who wears her heart on her sleeve. You never have to guess what she's thinking, and you can tell she's a little frustrated there about that missed layup, but a good effort there to get her own rebound and then give her team another offensive possession here as Swider will inbound it. But first, it looks like we have a timeout by Elmhurst.
Even though Castle was unable to convert off of that nice pass from Swider, when you as are able to set up your teammate on a nice look like that, the chances of you getting fouled by the other team are a lot higher, and we saw that there as Elmhurst just playing a little too reckless resulted in the foul, and now the timeout.
Definitely. For those of you who are following CCIW women's basketball this season, we have some score updates for you. Carroll beat Illinois Wesleyan tonight, 70-48 at Carroll, I believe. I think that's IWU's first loss of this season as they beat Milliken last week. So that's an interesting game right there, and we'll see the standings shift tonight because of that game. And then Carthage lost to North Central 52-61. So we'll definitely see the rankings shift a little bit tonight, as they have been all season really, with these teams all fighting. And now we're in the second half of CCIW play, so we're going to see teams either split or get a sweep as they play each other again, and they come in with a little bit more knowledge and experience having played these teams earlier on in conference play.
And those scores, Amelia, both a bit surprising upsets from the winning teams. Elmhurst during the first half showing that they possibly have the chops for that as well, but Wheaton now with the comfortable 14-point lead will try and fend off another CCIW upset as Castle's pass does not find its mark. Elmhurst with the ball now off of that nice takeaway. Urso finds the bottom of the basket with her three-point attempt.
Marissa Urso is a fifth-year grad student from St. Charles, Illinois, so she took advantage of that extra year of eligibility that COVID gave and is playing for the Blue Jays yet again.
Mooney takes the ball in, just off of the side of the rim.
Looks like her footing was a little off there, which caused that shot to be a little short.
Urso with the ball once again. The classic inbound pass to Harrison, who gets it out to Chloe Conley, whose three-point attempt is good.
And that's what they need right now. As I said, they're not getting those shots in the paint like they usually do, so it's good for them to get it inside, recognize that the defense swarmed, and then kick it out for a great shot there that they need to get them within 8 here with 4 minutes to go in the third.
And those two quick and efficient offensive possessions from Elmhurst, both ending in three-pointers, now finds the Thunder up by just single digits. They are up 38-30, with an 8-point lead. Swider with the ball. Sickink driving in, looking to get that lead back up to double digits, and she does with that really excellent finish against tough defense down in the paint.
Good job there by Sickink to get her head down and just find a way to the basket and get it in. A tough play by the player who we've seen be tough pretty much all game so far. There she is again, Caroline Sickink. Oh, just too short. Got a little too excited there with that steal. But still, that energy and that steal will give her team some momentum to finish off the last 3 minutes here in the third, as Swider will foul.
And we saw that impressive hustle that seems to be Sickink's signature when it comes to her on-court play, as she came barreling towards the ball, towards us here at the broadcasting table, was able to keep the ball alive, came up for what looked to be some fast break points. Unfortunately does not convert it, but great defensive possession from her that resulted in a chance at more points, as Taylor Harrison finds her first basket of the quarter.
And Richardson answers there on the other end. Two pretty much open layups for both players there, as we see both teams kind of letting up defensively.
Yeah, this third quarter we've seen a lot more offense from both teams who struggled offensively in that first half a little bit more. We've seen a lot more ready scoring from both teams.
And it looks like Ellie Castle will get her second foul of the game. Again, she wears her heart on her sleeve. Not too happy about that call there. Her and Harrison have been battling down low. We saw that on the last play. Both players working hard. Harrison ultimately getting open and getting the bucket. Castle's working hard on defense right now to make sure that that doesn't happen again for her Thunder team.
Matthews finds Urso in the corner, and her three-point attempt is good. Marissa Urso with another three-pointer in this quarter for her team. Elmhurst now with 35, Thunder up 42. Taylor Sanders with the ball in the corner. She drives in. Loses her dribble. Both her and Kate Matthews from Elmhurst end up on the floor.
Sanders recognized that players were switching. Her defensive players were switching, so she had an open lane. So good job there by Sanders to drive, but drives right into 3 Blue Jays who ultimately fouled her, as Swider now will inbound the ball.
Lob pass from Swider to Castle, who gives it right back to Swider underneath the basket. Nice spin to give her an open look at the basket, and she makes good on that. Swider now with 10 points in this third quarter. Kate Matthews out to Matrice, whose three-point attempt is in and out. Ellie Castle with the rebound for the Thunder. Swider surveying the court once again. Sanders sets the screen and rolls to the basket. Richardson now with the ball. Back to Castle. To Sanders down low, who puts up a shot attempt. Looked like there could have been a foul there, and there is one there. Looks like that'll be another foul on Kate Matthews of Elmhurst.
That's her second and the team's 4th foul of this quarter. We'll send Sanders to the line.
Just over 1.5 minutes left here in this third quarter. Both teams scoring a lot more efficiently. Sanders makes good on both free throw attempts. Wheaton now up 11 points, 46-35, Thunder lead. Urso driving in against the defense. No look pass to Conley, who gets it to Matrice. Matrice drives in against tough defense. Good defense there by Kaylee Hermanson. Fast break from the Thunder. Swider with another nice pass to Castle, who can't convert. And after a few rebounds picked up by Elmhurst.
Both Wheaton players, they're not able to finish the layups. They'll give Elmhurst another possession, and Matthews will finish with a 3. As Wheaton now still leads 46-38, but this Elmhurst team is really stepping it up now offensively and defensively, as we see them starting to press too, kind of adding that extra pressure to the Thunder to see if they can handle it with just about 30 seconds to go here in the third.
Swider with a nice lane to drive in, but unfortunately just a little too much power on that shot. Elmhurst with a quick possession down the floor. Ball ends up in the hands of Morgan Collar, who converts the shot down low. Elmhurst now down only 6 points with just about 10 seconds left in this third quarter. Wheaton will look to control this last possession. Swider with the ball now, 5 seconds. Swider three-point attempt is good to beat the third quarter buzzer. What a third quarter from Hannah Swider, shooting incredibly efficiently from the field. Caps it with her third three-pointer of just the third quarter. 13 points from her in this third, really powering Wheaton into their position that they're in now with a 9-point lead.
Yeah, great job there by Hannah Swider. I was getting a little nervous there as the clock was winding down, but she stayed calm under pressure and did that nice little step back and was able to finish with the 3. And you see Swider and Sanders, the 2 senior captains, chest bumping on the court there, excited about that play. Great to see her have such a good third quarter, really, and this whole Wheaton team kind of coming up, as Annika Richardson's been a little bit quieter tonight, and them stepping it up. But we've also seen them miss a couple of really wide open layups in a row here, and so we're seeing Wheaton play well but also be a little bit messy here in this third quarter. So we'll see if they can hold out in this last 10 minutes here of the fourth and get another win and be undefeated against the Blue Jays for this season in conference play.
Yeah, impressive work from Swider, really filling in for struggling scorer Annika Richardson, who's had a bit of an off night. Swider really taking over in that third quarter, playing against tough defense, but also making great passes. She'll start the fourth on the bench with some much-deserved rest.
Yeah. As we said earlier, she is not too familiar with the bench. They are not good friends. She's usually on the court averaging 37 minutes a game, and so good to see her getting some rest here as her teammates will start off the fourth quarter with
Caroline
the first
Sickink
possession.
working down low. Shot is a little too much power on it. Elmhurst with the fast break off of the rebound. Kate Matthews takes it herself and no good on the shot attempt. Sickink with the rebound will take it again. Almost loses her dribble. Sickink driving in, finds Taylor Sanders in the corner. Sanders moving in, finds Hermanson, whose shot is just short. Rebounded by Matthews, but surrounded by Wheaton defenders. And that'll be a jump ball forced by Annika Richardson.
Yeah, good job there by the Wheaton defenders, all three of them, to kind of swarm there and get that jump ball called. It will go back to the Blue Jays here, but a good effort. Definitely seeing them play with a sense of urgency to start this fourth quarter.
Urso gets the ball to Matrice, who gets it back to Morgan Collar. Matrice again with the ball, handoff to Kate Matthews, who gets it to Urso outside the arc. Urso, who's had a hot hand in this second half from the three-point line, makes another one fall. Elmhurst now with 43, down just 6 points on Wheaton.
Yeah, great job there by the fifth year. She's averaging 7.4 points per game, but stepped it up tonight from the three-point line. And
Annika Richardson shot attempt just a little too long. She's struggled a bit shooting tonight. We're seeing that continue a little bit. Matthews, three-pointer, bounces off the back of the rim, rebounded by Wheaton. Schwen finds Kaylee Hermanson with a nice lob pass, and Hermanson puts it right up to give Wheaton another couple points. Wheaton now past the 50-point mark, up 51-43 on the Blue Jays.
Kent Madsen will call a timeout here to kind of give his team a little bit of a break with a 30-second timeout with just about 8 minutes to go here in the fourth. They're definitely reevaluating who they need to have in at this point in the game and what they need to do to finish out this quarter strong.
We would not be surprised to see Hannah Swider out in the court after this timeout. She has played just an amazing game of basketball tonight, ending the first half with just 4 points and ending the third quarter with 17 total.
Yeah, and when I was in the locker room with this Wheaton team at halftime, Hannah Swider, before Coach Madsen came in, was really the one leading the conversation, and she was very strongly telling her team that they need to do the little things that no one notices, and that's how they're going to win this game tonight. She was saying, hey, set screens, and don't just set them hard. You know, grab the ball when it's on the ground and grab it hard, and it's great to see her setting that example for her teammates. And great to see her in the locker room too, just setting an example of what leadership looks like and setting the standard for her team before they went out for the second half.
And as predicted, Swider is back in the lineup for the Thunder. The Thunder will roll with Schwen, Swider, Hermanson, Sickink, and Taylor Sanders to round out their five. Urso with the ball, guarded tightly by Lily Schwen. Finds Kate Matthews, who puts up a shot against tough defense from Sanders, still makes the basket. Elmhurst now with 45 to Wheaton's 51. Swider finds Sanders, who's open, drives in against Taylor Harris and finds Sickink, whose shot attempt is short, but Sickink gets her own miss.
15 seconds here on the shot clock.
Taylor Sanders now with the ball. Finds Hermanson, who finds Schwen. Schwen driving. double teamed and stripped away by Kate Matthews. Urso with the ball for Elmhurst again. Urso with a little lob pass to Harrison, but the ball is stripped away by none other than Hannah Swider, who leads the fast break down the court. And once again misses another fast break layup. Urso coming right back down the court with that same pace, but it's blocked by Wheaton.
Good job by Taylor Sanders there. You could see it in her face. She wanted a block. Feeling aggressive there and able to finish with that block, as Sickink will get the board and then grab and get the foul as well. She'll go to the line here.
Swider missing her first 2 shot attempts of the 4th quarter. But her team rebounding well still. Elmhurst playing some stingy defense since the most recent timeout. And they will need that if they hope to retake the lead that they last had very early in this game.
Sickink makes her first. She's a 70% free throw shooter. And she'll make her second as well, as Ellie Castle subs in here for Taylor Sanders.
Elmhurst with some substitutions as well. Ella Riley and Kate Bowling are both in the game for the Blue Jays. Urso with the ball, working against Schwen. Schwen not giving her much space to breathe and passes out, but the pass is picked off by Sickink, who gets it to Hannah Swider. Hannah Swider's shot attempt looked good, but bounced in and out. Kate Bowling with the ball now for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I think what we've seen be an issue so far in this 4th quarter is that Wheaton is performing well defensively. They're getting stops, but they're not able to convert and score as a result of the stops that they're getting. And we've seen that a couple of times now down the floor, as Swider will steal the ball or her teammates will tip it, and they'll get back on the other end and they just can't finish, whether it be a layup or a nice little jump stop shot. So we'll see if they can change that around with about 6 minutes to go here, as Elmhurst is going to inbound the ball. And that is number 21, Marissa Musato, with the bucket down low.
Uses her body against the defense to create some space. Wheaton with 53, Elmhurst now with 47. Just 6 points separate the conference rivals. Caroline Sickink shot is just a little short. Urso wrestling with Schwen and Sickink for the ball.
And yet another jump ball in this game. I wish we had a stat on how many jump balls we've seen so far, but it's been plenty, as these teams have been tough, and it looks like the refs are going to discuss this one as well. See if there was a foul there, and they'll ultimately determine there was not. And Schwen will inbound the ball.
Madsen conversing with Sickink a bit. Annika Richardson will now check in for the Thunder for Kaylee Hermanson.
And I think Sickink might have a bit of an injury that needs to be treated before she's allowed to get back on the court, as we see the trainers coming out and helping her. And this Elmhurst team huddling up and discussing what they need to do defensively. It looks like Sickink has a little bit of a bloody nose right now, and that's treated, as she has a bandage.
Much to no one's surprise, that certainly won't stop Sickink from jumping in for the rebound and playing with that same hustle and grit that we've seen her play with all game and all season.
Not at all. She says, hey, don't take me out. Just keep me in and fix my nose while I'm at it, as Ella Riley will make another three-pointer for her team to get them only down 3 now with 5 minutes to go here.
We now hear the Elmhurst men's basketball team as well as the women's team bench starting some chants for their team. Elmhurst playing with a lot of energy and aggression right now. Urso from the corner, 3 is good, tie game. 53-53 with just under 5 minutes to go.
And this really snuck up on us, Josh. I would say that this quarter's been pretty crazy for Elmhurst. They've been getting stops defensively, and they've been able to convert offensively, and Wheaton just has not been able to do that in this quarter as well. So now we see a tied game with 4 minutes to go. What do you think this Elmhurst team needs to do to get their first conference win of the season?
Well, I'd say they need to keep doing what they're doing first off, and what they've been doing offensively is finding the open shooter and creating good looks for the players that they know have been shooting well. Urso really contributing a lot for her team in this second half, as well as Ella Riley, who's been reliable, but as well as the defensive energy we've seen really pressuring Wheaton to get up shots early in the shot clock. I think we've seen Wheaton really try and match their pace a lot, and I think that's tripped them up just a little bit. We'll see as Hannah Swider talking to her teammates, we're going to need some of her leadership from the Wheaton side to get that lead back. It's crazy to think that Wheaton just earlier in this half had a 14-point lead, now a tie game.
Yeah, and I will say a lot of respect to Elmhurst for this, especially having not won a conference game this season, to come out here and play with so much grit tonight and so much strength. And kind of get in the heads of Wheaton there, as we've seen them miss layup after layup. I mean, a great job by Elmhurst to get those boards on those missed layups and bring it back on O and get points on the board for their team.
That last offensive possession from Wheaton saw both Swider and Richardson missing, resulting in Elmhurst ending up with the rebound. As Wheaton's shooting woes really continue this game, Swider even, who had a monster third quarter, struggling to score in this fourth.
Yeah, we see Elmhurst leading Wheaton in three-point percentage, 43.5% for the Blue Jays and only 21% for the Thunder throughout this whole game. And so they've been great outside, not playing as well inside as we just saw here. Caroline Sicking able to steal the ball down low.
Harrison looking for the foul a little bit there, but did not get it. Richardson now with the ball for the Thunder. Castle now to Sicking. Sicking, pass to Castle. Ted to Richardson, whose three-point attempt is just a little long, rebounded by Marissa Urso for Elmhurst. About 3.5 minutes left in this game, still tied. We have not seen much scoring at all since the timeout by Coach Madsen after Elmhurst tied the game. Sicking and Harrison now on the floor.
Looks like we have a double technical foul there on both Sicking and Harrison. As we said, we've seen a lot of jump balls this game, and we've seen these teams starting to get fired up throughout the game. Just got a little too fiery there, a little too feisty with both players. Both teams will go back to their bench now as the refs discuss, making sure that that's the correct call.
I'm sure both coaches will have a similar message for their players about keeping the energy up, but keeping the chippiness down.
Yeah.
Certainly wouldn't want to see anything happen to anyone from either team in that regard. But we'll see as we come out of this timeout with 3 minutes and 19 seconds left in this CCIW clash, what adjustments we can get from either team. Yeah. Elmhurst looking to continue this run that they've had since the beginning of the fourth, hoping to retake a lead that they last had, if I remember correctly, in the first half.
Yeah. Elmhurst shooting 50% so far in this fourth quarter, and Wheaton shooting a mere 7% in the fourth quarter. So Elmhurst really has been taking advantage of that, of Wheaton just not being on top of their game here at the end of these 40 minutes. And it's great to see all these players playing with such an intensity. Just saw it get a little too intense there at that last play, as it looks like the refs have made a decision here, and we'll be talking to the scores table about what's going to happen. While we wait, I'll give you a score update as Milliken and Augustana are in the fourth quarter of their game. Milliken is leading the Vikings 65-48. Leading scorers are Macy Bainborn, with 19 points for Augie, and Aubrey Staton has 16 points for Big Blue Milliken.
Elmhurst looking to secure their first conference victory of this season and complete the third upset in the CCIW today, as we heard from an earlier recap.
Yeah, and as we said earlier, Elmhurst has only beat the Thunder twice in all-time CCIW play at home. And so Wheaton plays great at home. Under Coach Madsen's leadership, they have an 87% winning percentage at home, and so they're usually play really well here in King Arena, and Elmhurst came in tonight and said, no, we want to knock them down here on their home court and get a third win to add to the history books. And we'll see if they can do that here with 3 minutes to go, as the coaches are now discussing with the referees about what happened and what the final call there is on that little technical foul play that happened between Sickink and the Elmhurst team.
Well, and it's no surprise to me that the Thunder do always play well at home. Very faithful fan section that comes out to the games, as we have fans back in King Arena for the first time since the start of the new year. Very exciting for the Thunder. But Elmhurst bringing some fans of their own, most notably their men's team, who will play after this game concludes. They have been very rowdy when they have been in the gym tonight cheering on their women's team, and we'll see if that energy from them and from the bench continues to motivate Elmhurst. It looks like Hannah Swider will be shooting the free throws on the technical assessed to Harrison. Swider makes the first, retaking the Thunder lead.
Again, Hannah Swider averages 85% from the free throw line, so no surprise that Coach Madsen trusted to put her on the line tonight for these technical free throws. And it looks like Taylor Harrison will exit the game here as she leaves King Arena. Her team will come back out and try to play without their teammate who leads them in scoring with 12.4 points per game.
We'll see if the Thunder try and take advantage of Elmhurst missing their big presence in the paint. Ellie Castle could see some extended action as she gets the ball here for the Thunder. Schwen finds Sickink on the wing, gets it back to Schwen, who finds Annika Richardson on the outside. Richardson's three-point attempt is short, rebounded by Swider, who puts the ball up and in.
Good job by Swider there to finish under the basket with contact. She grabbed that board and she was able to kind of get around the Blue Jays and put it up and in for her team, as they now lead by 4 with just under 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
Swider responsible for the last 4 points scored for the Thunder since being tied 53-53 with Elmhurst. Ella Riley with the ball now for the Blue Jays.
And it looks like she stepped out of bounds, so it'll go back to the Thunder as we hear King Arena getting loud right now for these last 2 minutes. Good defensive effort there by the Thunder. That's really what we hope to see all game, but hey, I'll take it in the fourth quarter.
Thunder recapturing some momentum after an extended period of being tied with Elmhurst.
And Ella Riley will steal the ball there and get it up to her teammate.
Chloe Conley pulls from the elbow and is no good. Schwen getting trapped, but gets the ball to Richardson, who finds Swider.
And Swider will hold it here, I think. Try to make the most of their shot clock, as there's just about 3 possessions left of time to go.
Just about 1:40 left on the clock. Thunder lead by a narrow 4 points. Swider working, gets it to Castle, who gets it to Caroline Sickink. Caroline thought about shooting it, instead pulls up from inside as the shot clock expires. Elmhurst with the rebound. Just under 90 seconds left in this game that remains still very close. Marissa Urso with the ball for Elmhurst. Morgan Collar working on Ellie Castle, Her shot is up, but does not find its way to the bottom of the hoop after bouncing in and out.
Another jump ball there as we see these players get heated yet again, but not too much. And it looks like it'll stay with the Blue Jays.
Ella Riley will sub out for Elmhurst. Kate Matthews is in for her. Matthews with a good game so far.
And Matthews is who you want to have in the game right now. She's averaging 21 points between the last 2 games for the Blue Jays, and so we know she can turn it on as she had in her last 2 conference games. And another jump ball as Caroline Sickink is again on the floor, grinding it out for her team with a minute left and getting them another possession as Schwinn will inbound it now. And the Blue Jays will press as we've seen them do the last 2 quarters, trying to get in the face of the Thunder here.
Under a minute now left. Thunder have the ball. They're in a pretty good position.
And Coach Madsen will call a timeout here. Wants to run something for their last possession of the game.
50.1 seconds left in this CCIW conference clash. I know I certainly have been a bit surprised by the play of both teams. The records coming into the game, Elmhurst sitting at just 2 wins on the season and 13 losses, while Wheaton at a comfortable 12-4. When looking at those records, one would probably anticipate the game to not be as close as it's been, but Elmhurst has really played their hearts out, now down only 4 points to the Thunder, playing in their own King Arena. We'll see as this timeout concludes what these last 50.1 seconds hold for us here.
Yeah, and I think we've seen Elmhurst play a lot better defense than they have been all year. They usually allow teams 80 points per game is their average right now for defensive scoring, and so they've got the Thunder down to 57 tonight, and that's a pretty good defensive effort, whereas Wheaton only allows 55 points per game, so it's a pretty average effort tonight from the Thunder that just has given them so close to the game.
Swider with the ball. She finds an open Annika Richardson. Shot clock expiring. Richardson shot no good. Castle with the rebound and shot, but it's no good as well.
And we were going to have a jump ball there between Sickink, but looks like she fouled down low, which will bring it back to the Blue Jays for the last possession of the game. The fans are on their feet.
Elmhurst with the ball now, just under 30 seconds left in this game. Matrice to Urso. Elmhurst is going to need to get a shot up soon here if they hope to retake the lead. Urso, floater, misses the rim. Picked off by Hannah Swider.
Great job there by Swider to make sure that the Blue Jays don't have 2 offensive possessions in a row to end the game. And we have a foul, which not quite in the bonus yet, so Lily Schwinn will inbound it with 10 seconds to go.
Once again, we see Hannah Swider contributing for her team. Heads up defensive play by her to stop the Elmhurst possession completely. And with 10 seconds left, we will have a timeout here.
Madsen's drawing up a play now for his team. Most likely going to try to get Hannah Swider open so she can have the ball. So when Elmhurst fouls, she'll be the one on the line as she averages 85%. So again, we want her on the free throw line tonight. And I assume that Elmhurst will foul. They're not quite in the bonus yet, so it'll give Wheaton another possession if that is the case.
Barring something amazing and unexpected, Thunder look to be escaping this game with a victory should these last 10 seconds go as they plan. Swider with the ball, as predicted by you, Amelia.
Yep, not quite in the bonus. Oh, nope. They are in the bonus, excuse me, so she will go to the free throw line, which is a dream for Coach Madsen and a nightmare for the Blue Jays.
And with 8.5 seconds left, Hannah Swider will shoot 2 and hope to put the game out of reach for Elmhurst. Swider makes the first. Wheaton now with a 5-point lead.
great performance from Hannah Swider tonight with 21 points for her team. Now 22 points for number 22, Hannah Swider. And Elmhurst will call a timeout here so that they can advance the ball to half court and get one last possession with just under 9 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
Wheaton now up by a more comfortable 6 points on their conference rival, the Elmhurst Blue Jays. And we'll see what the Blue Jays draw up coming out of this timeout. Likely will try and put up a 3-point shot.
Yeah, I can imagine they'd either try to get the ball to Urso or to Riley, the two that we've seen be pretty hot from the 3-point line tonight.
And Amelia, on this last likely last defensive possession from the Thunder, what do they need to do to end this game with a victory?
I think they need to stick to what their goals were for the game at the very beginning, which were defend the three and stick to your man. Those were their goals before they came into this game. They've been a little bit weak on staying consistent with that goal. So as long as they do the little things right here and are tough and make sure that Elmhurst doesn't get a wide open shot, I think that they should be good. But again, just those little things, doing them right is what they should have done all game, and let's hope that they do it here with just under 9 seconds to go. As Matthews gets the ball, and I think we have a foul here. Yeah, that'll be a foul on Ellie Castle. I think that's her third. Team's fourth, so Elmhurst isn't in the bonus yet. That is not what we wanted to happen for the Thunder. So let's, under 7 seconds here, just make sure that they don't foul and play tough D and make sure that the Blue Jays don't get a shot up on this last possession.
Long pass to Urso, whose shot is no good. Goes out underneath the basket. Wheaton will have the ball. They will likely get it to Hannah Swider again.
And she'll hold it. As Wheaton takes the W tonight and gets a sweep against Elmhurst in conference play for this year, winning 59-53 here in King Arena, extending that home court winning percentage of 87%. Hannah Swider with a great performance tonight, 23 points for the senior captain. Such a great performance from all of these Thunder players tonight, and a great performance from Elmhurst as well, coming out fighting and wanting to get their first win of the season. They'll now go on a 3-game road trip to try to get their first conference win, as the Thunder will play Carroll on Wednesday up at Carroll and try to continue their winning streak.
Wheaton escapes the CCIW clash against Elmhurst in a game that was very close at many points. Elmhurst playing an impressive game of basketball, but ultimately falling to the Thunder. Elmhurst now stands at 2-14 on their season. Wheaton reaching their 13th win. Thank you for joining us on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. This has been your broadcast of your Wheaton Thunder here at home against the Elmhurst Blue Jays. Once again, Wheaton winning 59-53. This has been Josh Beisel and Amelia Sniffen bringing you the broadcast. Join us on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network in just a little bit if you would like for the broadcast of the Elmhurst Blue Jays and Wheaton Thunder men's teams as they face off in another CCIW clash.